All right, we're going to continue our look at Desert Rose by Eric Johnson with the second solo. It's another epic one, so we're going to have a lot of notes to cover here. So let's get right into it. We have, first off, we have these opening chords. Now that is going to be hybrid picked again, 15th fret on the G string and the high E. Hybrid picked, well, your middle finger is going to get that high E. And then we're going to have, you're going to play this chord, which is a 16 on the high E, 13 on the B, and then 15 on the D string. Pick the D string first with a pick, and then catch with your middle and your ring fingers these two notes, the first and second string. Reach over real quick and grab the 13th fret on with your thumb on the 6th string. Now this is when he gets into doing his best Hendrix impression. So we have bend, whole step bend at the 16th fret. You can use your whammy bar to put some vibrato on it on the B string here, and then so that little phrase is slow whole step bend and release at the 15th fret on the G string, pull off the 13 and come over and grab the 15 on the D. Do that twice. And then we're going to climb up the scale, 13, 15 on the G, 13, 16 on the B, and then 13, 15, 16 on the E string. Then he's going to hang on that, put a lot of vibrato on that 16 and start and pick it a few times. So far we have this. All right, the next phrase is going to go like this. So we're here doing the 16 up here. Then it goes 16, 15 on the high E, then 14, 16 on the B. And then hit 14, 16 again. And do a whole step bend at the 14 on the B string. Vibrato bar. Then come down and do some octaves coming up the neck. We're going to start here at on the 5th string. Octave shape built off the 1st fret on the A string with the octave note at the 3rd fret on the G. Pick that. Slide up to the 3rd fret. Then 4, 6, 8. Now this is where he really lets the feedback go. He does a lot of tremolo bar, and then he grabs this note, which is the 8th fret on the D string. A lot of feedback. Pulls it sharp. Pulls it up. Pull it a whole step up. And then we have 6 on that D, then over to 8 on the A string. And we end that phrase with that little lick. Slide from 8 to 10 on the A. Oh, sorry. Then 8 on the G. And then 11 on the B string. All right, the next phrase is going to go like this. So we have 13 on the B to 9 on the high E. Then you're going to 11, 13 on the high E. So it's the first 4. Then we're going to go 14 on the B to 11 on the high E. Then 13, 15 on the high E. So those are the next 4 notes. And then back to 14 on the B to 11 on the high E. Then we have this fast pentatonic lick, which is all right, so what he's doing here, he just pulls off from 13 to 11 on the high E, then 13 to 11 on the B. Come back and grab the 11 on the high E, and then come all the way down. We go pull off from 13 to 11 on the B, 13 to 10 on the G string, and then 13 to 10 on the D string. Then we're going to end this lick by going 13 on the A to 10 on the D to 10 on the G. Now, you can do it just doing this like this last one. You come from this 11, upstroke, then upstroke, 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 and then down, down, down. Makes the picking a little bit easier. All right, the next phrase is more Hendrix type stuff. A lot of feedback. So that's just a whole step bend at the 15th fret on the G string, then a whole step bend at the 13 on the B, letting that ring, and as you come down, you grab the 13 on the G string. All right, then we had this phrase. So that's just octave off the 8th fret on the A string, then slide from 6 to 8 to 11. Then 13 on the G, then 11 on the B. Then you're going to pick that 11 again and hammer on 13. Then come up to 16 and 18, hammer on 16 to 18 on the B. Then it goes 16, 15 on the high E, back to 18 on the B, and then end it with a quick little 15 on the high E. Then we have this phrase, it's really cool. All right, so that is how we have from 14 up to 16, slide on the B, then 18, play 16, 18 on the first string, back to 16, then slide from 18 down to 16 on the B, then play 14. Then slide back up from 16 to 18, then play 16, 18 on the high E. Then we kind of have this string skipping lick. 13 on the A, 15 on the D, then 14, 16 on the B, then 15, 16 on the high E. Back to 15 on the E, then 14, 16 on the B. Then we have this cool little descending lick. So what's going on there? We're going to pull off from 15 to 16. This could be all upstrokes. So we're going to be upstroke, pull off from 16 to 15, then 16 on the B, 15 on the G string, slide down to 13. Then 15 on the D, slide down to the 13, pull off to 11. So we have, and we're going to end it with 13 on the A to 11 on the low E. All right, and then we have this next phrase. All right, so that's kind of similar to what we did the arpeggios we did at the end of the first solo, the first two at least. We've seen that before from the first solo. Then the one at the 16th fret. Then he just continues it now with 15 on the D, 17 on the G, 18 on the B, then 15, 16 on the high E. Now we have this last cool ascending lick right here. We have 15, 18. Now you're going to do start with an upstroke. 15, 18 on the A string, up, down, then an upstroke on 15 on the D string. Then we're going to do 3 downstrokes. We're going to go across this arpeggio here. This A flat arpeggio we have. So that's just 18 on the D, 17 on the G, 16 on the B. 3 downstrokes. Hammer on to the 18. Then play 16, 18, 20 on the first string. Come back to the second string and hit the 18th fret. And see if you can find that harmonic there. It's kind of hard for me to find right now because I can't really hear myself. But we have... All right. Then we have this fast descending lick that starts kind of... So we're going to start here. 15, 16, 15, 13. Just down, up, down, up. Then come down to 11, shift down to 11. Then do 13, 15, 13, 11. All right, so from there, we just have kind of his standard pentatonic licks that we did earlier. So 4 notes down. Oh, sorry, 5 notes down. We go 13, 11 on the B, 13, 10 on the G, then 13 on the D string. And then this one, we're going to go 13, 10, 13, 10, 13, 10 on the G, 13, 10 on the D, shift down to the 8th fret on the D. So the picking there is going to be down, up, down, down, up. Oh, sorry. You can do some pull-offs, but we basically have down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Then we have 8, 6, then 8, 6 on the G, then the D string. Shift down to the 6th fret on the D. Then we're going to do some quick legatos here. We're going to go 8, 6, 8, 6 on the D, pull off 8, 6 on the D, then 8, 6 on the A. And then come over and play the 6 on the D string, and then pull off 8, 6 on A, down to 8 on the E. Then 8, 6, pull off on the A, then 8, 6 on the low E. Go down to the 4. Come back up, 6, 8. And end with the 8 on the 5th string. So from here, let's do it from starting from the all right, so from these little legatos, it's just all right. then we have this flick. A little bit of bluesy stuff. So we have, where are we at here? Okay, so coming from this, we're going to do 11 on the A, then 8 on the G, 11 on the B, back to 9, back to 11 twice. Up to 13, a lot of vibrato. Then shift up and play 13, 16 on the B, then hit 16 again to 13 on the high E. Then pick that note again, and then whole step in on the 16 on the B. Now this is kind of one of those blues licks we have. 13, then pull off 13, 16, 13 on the B. Whole step bend. 13 on the B, 13 on the E. Then pull off 16 to 13 on the B, then 13, 16 on the G. Then come down to the 15 on the D string. Roll back to the 15 on the G with just 2 downstrokes. Pull off to 13. 15, pull off to 13 on the D. Same thing on the A string now. Come over and grab your pinky here at the 16th fret on the low E. Then back to the 15th fret on the D. All right, now we have this kind of funky feeling thing here. All right, so what's going on there? So we have 11 on the low E to 13 on the A. Slide from 12 to 13 on the G. Then pick 11 real quick on the D string and jump back to the 9th fret on the low E and slide up to 11. Then we have the 13th fret on the D string and then slide from 11 to 14. Then we have 13, 11, 13 on the G, 11 on the D. Then slide up to 13. And then 15 on the G and 16 on the B. Then go 11 on the D and 13 on the high E. And we're going to end it with this phrase, which is just 11 on the D, 13 on the G, and 14 on the B. Slide from 13 to 15 on the high E, 16, then 18. Now I have this really cool, really climactic run that he does right here. So this is like probably one of my favorite things that Eric Johnson's ever done, this one little section right here. So we're going to have it's that harmonic again, I'm sure. I can't hear it. But anyway, so we have we're going to be starting with a descending pentatonic line. You're going to hammer from 13 to 18 on the B string. After that, we have one of his classic licks. You're going to go pick 16 to 13, then on the B, then 15 to 13 on the G. And then come all the way down to that 15 on the D string. Then we're going to start the lick over by, we just did a downstroke, right? Into a downstroke on the 3rd string. And just go 15, 13 on each, on the G, then the D, then the A string. So this next line is slide into the 16 really quick. Hammer 13 to 15 on the, actually you don't really hammer, just upstroke on the 13, then downstroke on the 15, then upstroke on the 13 on the G, and then we're going to do 3 downstrokes across the 15 on the G, to the 14 on the B, to the 13 on the high E, and then upstroke on the 16. Then we're going to continue this, hammer 16 to 20. Then we're going to play 18, 16, just down, up. 18, 16 on the B, down, up. Downstroke on the 17 on the G string. Continue that downstroke and back into the B string and go 18, 16, then 17, 15 on the G, down, up. Then 18, 15 on the D, and then 18 on the A. Just all straight alternate picking after that. And this last arpeggio is going to be upstroke on the 15, starting on the D string, and then we're going to go 18, 17, 16, all 3 downstrokes. Hammer onto the 18, then play 16, 18, 20 on the 1st string, and then grab that harmonic note at the 18th fret on the B string. All right, so let's piece that all together slowly. All right, now we have this kind of wah, and he kicks in the wah pedal and does this phrase. All right, so what's going? 13 on the D to 13 on the G, then 15, 13 on the G. I'm sorry, 13 on the D to 13 on the G, then 15 on the G down to back down to the 13 on the D. Come and grab the 16th fret on the B string. Then we go 13, 16 on the B, then the 15 on the D, 13, 15 on the G, slight half step, bend and release on the 15th fret on the G string, back to 13, 15, 13 on the D string, come and grab the, once again, a little muted 13th fret here on the, with your thumb on the 6th string. Then the 16th fret whole step bend on the B string. That same blues lick we did before, 13 on the high E, pull off 16, 13 on the B, whole step bend on the G string, the 15th fret, roll back from 13 to 13 on the B to the high E, and then we just do some pull off from 16 to 13, back to 15 on the G, back to the 16 on the and pull off to the 13 on the B, and then down to pull off from 15 to 13 on the G, back to the 13, and come down to the 15 on the D, then pull off from 15 to 13 again on the G, back to the D. So just kind of doing the same like twice on two different string sets. So far. And then back to that same phrase we did before. So we did that the first time through. But instead of grabbing this thumb now here on the 6th string, come up and grab this, the 15th fret here. So the 15th fret here on the G string. And then we start this last run that ends the song. It goes like this. So all that is 11-8 on the first string, on the high E string, then 11-9 on the B, and then 10 on the G string. Then we have 8-6 on the B string, 8-5 on the G, and then 8 on the D string. A bunch of groups of 5s. Then when I come over to the 3rd fret on the G string, play 4-1 on the B, roll over to the 1st fret on the G string, play down to the 3 on the D. Then you're going to hammer on 1-3 on the D, then pull off 3-1 on the A. Come and grab the pinky at the 4th fret on the low E, and end the song here with a harmonic here, a little artificial harmonic. Mine's right around that neck pickup at the 3rd fret on the D string. Okay, and that's it for Desert Rose. It's just epic soloing. I think it's Eric Johnson's favorite solos that he's ever done, he says in his magazine. So it's really dramatic, and it's got a lot of cool licks that you can steal in it. All right, so have fun with it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.